What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So, those five accused were arrested because of those confessions that they wrote down, but we all know and agree that the five accused themselves, they say we were forced to write down those confessions, but it's Brigadier Gininda who's actually using those confessions to have these five accused to be arrested. So this is the question that Gininda was asked and his response.
Now, on several occasions, you had told this court that in terms of your investigation of this case, the conspiracy to assassinate the deceased Senzo Meyiwa, with regard to the planning and everything, took place at the hostel, not so?
Yes, my lord.
Who were the planners of this plot?
My lord, what we have, and we have in terms of the statements that we touch base on, we have it in the confession of accused 2, is the accused before court that we can place in the hostel.
So you are saying that the planning took place at the hostel, and you are basing that on, number one, on the confession, on the alleged confession that was found from accused number 2.
That's correct, my lord. But also statements of one or two individuals who makes reference to the events of that day, my lord, when the incident took place.
Thank you. Now, subsequent to the information that you received from Constable Zungu, you proceeded with your investigations, got what you got, and ultimately accused number 3 got to be part of those people who were fingered and eventually arrested and charged with the commission of these offenses, not so?
It is so, my lord.
So this is where the problem is at. Brigadier Gininda arrested these 5 based on accused number 2's confession, as he is just saying. But the problem is that the law on confessions in section 219 of the Criminal Procedure Act, it says that confessions to arrest the other accused cannot be used against another one. This is like a confession that has been made by one person. It cannot be used as evidence against another person. So this means that if an accused confesses and also incriminates a co-accused, the parts of the confession that incriminated the co-accused are inadmissible. So Gininda here is confession of accused number 2, but he somehow used them to arrest the other 4 accused. It's just unbelievable, because section 219 is very, very clear. It prohibits the use of a confession that has been made by another person to be used against somebody else who didn't make it. That person who made that confession, it only works on that person only. To another person, that confession is actually inadmissible. So you would need like additional evidence for you to be able to arrest those people. So it's actually surprising how Judge Rata managed to use the confessions of accused number 1 and 2 to be used as the main reason for the arrest of accused number 3, 4, and 5. Because even though Gininda gives on additional information to say that he used the statements from Absalom Zungu, though that is also hearsay. So it's really surprising how Judge Rata managed to actually like allow this to happen for accused number 3, 4, and 5 to be arrested based on these confessions, because that law on that section is very, very clear. Accused number 3, 4, and 5 cannot be arrested because of the confessions of number 1 and 2. But Judge Rata, in trial within a trial, he was ruling whether these confessions were admissible or not, and his ruling came out as admissible. So Judge Rata was simply like saying, okay, these confessions can be used for accused number 1 and 2. But the law, obviously, as we just read there, it restricts these confessions from being used against accused number 3, 4, and 5. So obviously, with this challenge of the confession statements, but on top of these confession statements, Gininda also went on to add that he had a statement from Absalom Zungu, but the challenge with this statement from Absalom Zungu is that it came after the accused were already arrested. So the question is that Gininda cannot reply to that question by Advocate Mnisi by referring to this statement of Absalom Zungu, because the arrests were done after like before. Yeah, it's after. The statement of Absalom Zungu came after the accused were already arrested. So he cannot use that statement to refer it to say, okay, this is why these accused were arrested. So he simply arrested them based on the confession statements. So looking at the overall picture, was Gininda actually like authorized to actually like doing the right thing to arrest these 5 accused? He didn't have enough evidence. No wonder he was actually denied to have Kilikumalo arrested, because Gininda's evidence, it's just not, just doesn't add up. It's not solid enough. It's so sketchy. That's why he only managed to arrest the 5 accused and couldn't arrest Kilikumalo. It's because his investigations, they are just not solid enough. Because if you are to rely on confessions of accused number 1 and 2 only to then arrest all of these 5 guys, it's just unacceptable to be doing that. But obviously, people would want to believe what they want to believe. Others obviously would say he had enough evidence and he did a solid enough research. That's why he actually managed to have those 5 actually arrested in the first place, because he had done his research thoroughly. But with the way these things are, because Gininda is saying, okay, there are these 5 accused in the mastermind, so these are like what, 6 people. If Gininda manages to get like a third confession out of any of these 6 people and makes these confessions to be 3 of them, I think at this point you will be actually be good to go. You will be actually be justified to say these are all of the guys who were responsible, because at 3 out of 6, this is like at 50%, and you would be justified. At 2 out of 6, it's a little bit low. So tell me what you think in the comment section about Gininda's investigations and his solidness of his investigations. I'll catch you guys on the next one.